Good day everyone. Welcome to another video that we will be producing. For today, we will be talking about a DepEd order number 001 series of 2021 dated January 4, 2021. So, ang title po nito ay Guidelines on the Evaluation of Self-Learning Modules for Quarters 3 and 4 for School Year 2020-2021. Of course, assigned by the DepEd Secretary, Ma'am Leonor Magtolis Briones. So, let's have fun and let's learn on what is this DepEd order all about. But before that, please subscribe to my channel and please hit the like button as well as the notification button para mas ma-notify kayo sa susunod na mga videos na i-upload ko. Once again, I am Sir Alan Medino at your service. The DepEd order number 001 series of 2021 comes with the following provisions. Number 1, the Department of Education issues the enclosed guidelines on the evaluation self-learning modules or the SLMS for quarters 3 and 4 for school year 2020-2021 to ensure the quality of SLMS used in the modular distance learning modality o para masiguro po ng DepEd na quality talaga yung na-produce na SLMs na ipapamahagi sa buong Pilipinas in the entire DepEd schools para po studyhan ng mga kabataan. So nag-enclose po sila ng guidelines para po sa pag-evaluate ng mga self-learning modules for third quarter and fourth quarter. Number 2, ang policy na ito ay nag-aim po to establish a systematic evaluation process. Pag sinabing systematic evaluation process, the evaluation process itself ay manggagaling po sa central office ng Department of Education that may lead to the procurement of SLMS for quarters 3 and 4 para po magamit sa school year 2020 to 2021 sa lahat po ng DepEd schools. Pangatlo, para po sa karagdagang impormasyon, dapat pa i-contact natin ang Bureau of Learning Resources Quality Assurance Division. Meron po silang email na nakalagay dito at ang mga telephone numbers nila. At pang-apat, ang order na ito ay magti-take immediately upon publication in newspaper or a general circulation. So, I guess magti-take effect na po ito kasi po na-publish na po ito sa mga newspaper at sa mga circulation sa website po ng Department of Education. And number 5, kinakailangan pong ma-disseminate po at dapat po merong strict compliance ang order na ito sa lahat po ng nasasakupan ng Department of Education. For the rationale of the guidelines, the kind of learning resources used in schools mirrors the kind of education being offered. So kung ano po yung mga learning resources na binagamit ng school po, nagre-reflect po kung anong klaseng education ang ino-offer ninyo sa school na yan. So, if quality education is expected to be offered, dapat din na meron din tayong learning resources na with quality din. Kasi quality learning resources enable teachers to better assist and guide learners master the skills, knowledge, and experiences that will support learners in school and in life. So, pag quality po, may quality po ang ating learning materials na ginagamit sa ating mga kabataan, na-assist po natin sila para po mag-excel sa kanilang life and in the future. Protection and promotion of the rights of all citizens to quality education is an assurance enshrined in the 1987 Constitution, Article 14, Section 1 and 2. So, thus, the state has the responsibility to ensure quality education in the same manner that it shall guarantee provision of quality learning resources to all teachers and learners. So, the rationale of this DepEd order is to ensure that all the schools in the entire Philippines, all the DepEd schools in the entire Philippines shall have quality learning materials para po ma-ensure natin yung quality learning ng ating mga kabataan. Okay, nung regular ang setup pa natin, face-to-face pa yung mga kabataan, textbook ang primary learning resources na ginagamit sa mga paaralan. Pero nung nag-hit si COVID-19, ang strict quarantine measures ay na-implement sa buong Pilipinas. So, as a response ng Department of Education, ay nag-establish ang DepEd ng Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. Ito yung sinasabi natin na para makontinue yung learning ng mga bata kahit may COVID. So, merong iba't ibang distance learning delivery modality ang sinabi ng DepEd, ang minungkahi ni DepEd, at isa rito ang tinatawag nating modular distance learning na nagbibigay ng mga self-learning modules as primary learning resources. So dahil nagka-COVID tayo ngayon, nawala si face-to-face interaction na textbook ang primary learning resources. Ngayon, ang primary learning resources ng mga bata under the modular distance learning ay itong tinatawag na self-learning modules. Dahil nga nagkaroon tayo ng COVID-19, stricto po yung ating pamahalaan tungkol sa pagka-quarantine at masyadong hindi nakakalabas ng ating mga kabataan. So ang SLM or ang self-learning module ay na-develop, at ito yung primary, ang intention nito ay para magamit ng mga bata na hindi pumapasok sa paaralan upang makontinue ang kanilang learning. So ngayon, dahil sa kailangan nating bumuo ng self-learning module na para ipamigay sa mga bata sa buong Pilipinas, dapat isang bata meron siyang module na mahawakan sa lahat ng learning area. Dapat din ay ma-evaluate yung mga SLM para sa standards, quality assured ang standards niya na pwede talaga magamit ng mga bata, na yung learning talaga ng mga bata ay makontinue sa pamamagitan ng pag-learn nila ng mga SLMs. Now, let us tackle the scope of this DepEd order. The DepEd order establishes a systematic evaluation process that may lead to procurement of SLMS for quarters 3 and 4 for school year 2020 and 2021 to be used in all DepEd schools in accordance with applicable laws and rules. So, this DepEd order shall be implemented by the DepEd Central Office, also contains the SLM requirements and the guidelines on the evaluation of SLMS to meet the requirements of the K-12 program and the BELCP, and to ensure quality of SLMS to be used by all DepEd schools. So ang scope ng DepEd order na ito ay nilagyan din nila ng mga requirement at saka guidelines kung paano ba i-evaluate yung mga SLMS before ito maa-approve at pwedeng gamitin at pwedeng ma-procure, pwedeng mabili upang magamit ng ating mga kabataan for the school year 2022-21, specifically in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter. Part 3 of this DepEd order is the definition of terms. For the purpose of DepEd order, the following terms are defined as: number 1, DepEd schools, lahat po ng mga public basic education schools na nag-o-offer ng education program sa kindergarten, elementary, junior high school, and senior high school na supervised naman ng DepEd or Department of Education. Pangalawa, ano itong interested and private and public entities? This may include but are not limited to private sector publishers, private and public institutions such as universities, colleges, schools, professional organization and association, government and non-government agencies, and individuals who developed self-learning modules. So pag sinabing interested private, so yung mga private school natin, or may yun ding mga individual na nagde-develop ng mga self-learning modules. Number 3, the Learning Resource Evaluators or the LRE. So sila yung mga experts sa curriculum, sila yung pinili ng Department of Education na nakamit ng mga criteria, certain criteria ng DepEd, at sila yung mag-evaluate sa mga self-learning modules na isasubmit sa Department of Education. And number 4, ano itong most essential learning competencies? Ito yung mga competencies na necessary na dapat ma-develop ng mga learner para sa practical at lifelong skills kahit na nagka-crisis tayo, and eventually to attain a successful life. So ito yung mga kailangang matutunan ng mga bata kahit nagkaganito tayo. And of course, the self-learning module, ang primary learning resource para sa distance learning natin na pwede siyang printed or pwede siyang digital na nagfo-focus sa the development of several related MELC in a learning area or specific subject area. So interactive din siya, self-contained, and self-instructional. So itong sinasabi niya, on SLM shall not exceed 32 pages. So hindi dapat lumampas sa 32 pages ang mga SLMS, excluding the cover pages. However, if an SLM covers 2 or more related MELCs, it should not exceed 40 pages, excluding the cover pages. So pag dalawang objective sa MELC ang pinagsanib para gawa ng learning module, so pwede siyang more than 32 pages pero hindi pwedeng more than 40. So dyan lang na range ang kailangan na paging ng self-learning module. So we will be talking about the part 4, the policy statement. So the DepEd now will release this policy to establish the guidelines of the evaluation of SLMS. So dapat lahat ng mga SLMS na lalabas for quarter 3 and quarter 4 should be evaluated to ensure that these adhere to the requirements of the K-12 program and of course the learning continuity plan of the Bureau of Education. So yan ang policy ngayon na inilalabas kalakip ng DepEd Order number 001 series of 2021. So, what are the requirements and procedures? So, there are several requirements and procedures. Let's proceed to the letter A. The DepEd Central Office shall conduct the evaluation process upon submission of SLMS developed. Okay, lahat ay pwedeng mag-develop, pwedeng private, pwedeng public entities during the set deadline. So, nag-set ng deadline, lahat pwedeng mag-submit sa DepEd Central Office. Submission beyond the deadline shall not be accepted and considered for evaluation. Pag na-set na yung deadline at tapos pag kinabukasan ka na nagpasa, hindi na tatanggapin yung SLMS mo. Now, this is the flow chart of the systematic evaluation process that shall be followed. So, ang una sa taas, announcement of SLM submission. So, mag-a-announce itong si DepEd na this is the deadline for submission of SLMs for quarter 3 and quarter 4. Now, after the announcement, magfa-follow na ngayon ang submission of SLMS for evaluation. So, i-evaluate na yung mga na-submit na mga SLMS. Ngayon, ano yung pag-evaluate ng SLM? Step 1, checking of requirement for submission. And step 2, content evaluation. So yung una, i-check muna kung na-met ba ng nag-submit ang requirement sa pag-submit ng kanyang SLMS na nagawa. Ang pangalawa ay titingnan ang content ng kanyang SLMS na nagawa. Ngayon, meron siyang papuntahan. If mag-pass siya, no or yes. Kasi pass and failed ito. Halimbawa, kung na-pass siya, proceed sa yes. Anong susunod? I-issue na ang Notice of DepEd Evaluation Result na nakapasa yung SLMS na ginawa mo. Ngayon, pag no naman ang result, hindi ka nakapasa, i-return ito sa publisher and then for revision or for resubmission. Ano ibig sabihin for revision and resubmission? Revision and resubmission of SLM shall be without prejudice sa DepEd's procurement timeline and guidelines. So, isasauli siya sa publisher para ma-revise at ma-resubmit ulit. And then, pag na-resubmit ulit, pagkatapos ma-revise, subject for evaluation again, and then subject for yes or no kung makapasa or hindi. So, this is the flow chart, the systematic flow chart sa process kung paano i-evaluate ang SLMs. Now, napag-usapan sa flowchart yung mga requirements for submission of SLMS. So, ano ba yung mga requirement? Interested, private, and public entities shall be guided by the following requirements. These are now the requirements. Number 1, the general requirements. 1.1, the grade level and learning areas of SLMS to be accepted for evaluation. DepEd shall evaluate the grade levels and learning areas as announced for submission. So, i-evaluate ni DepEd ngayon yung mga grade level and learning areas sa pamamagitan ng pag-announce nila para mag-submit. So, under 1.2 is the format of SLM for submission. Ano ba yung magiging format ng SLM na isasubmit mo? For security purposes, the portable document format, so the PDF. So yung PDF yung kailangang isubmit of the submitted SLMs shall contain watermark evaluation copy for DepEd only. So, kailangan yung naka-PDF na isasubmit mo ay lagyan mo ng watermark ng evaluation copy for DepEd only. Reproduction is not allowed except by the DepEd BLR for evaluation purposes. So, yan yung mga watermark na ilalagay mo sa PDF format na isasubmit mo. No mark, no logo, no text, no address, no ISBN, or name must be seen on any part of the SLM to keep an LRE, yung evaluator, from identifying the persons associated with the development of SLMS. So, wag mo lagyan ng logo, wag mo lagyan ng pangalan, ng ano-ano. Purely the SLMs lang para yung evaluator ay hindi nila ma-identify kung sino yung person na gumawa nun. Okay, for copyright management, dapat ang i-use mo or isasubmit mo na SLMS ay original content. At kung gumamit ka naman ng third-party content, dapat ay nakasecure ka ng permission in writing. In all cases, any and all consequences of the use of any third-party content, including criminal, civil, or administrative liability that may result from unauthorized or unlawful use thereof, shall be the sole responsibility of the party submitting the SLMS which contains such third-party content. So, pag gumawa ka ngayon ng SLMS as nilagyan mo ng pictures ngayon na mula sa internet na subject for copyright, dapat before mo siya ginamit ay nakapag-secure ka ng permission sa may-ari. Kasi pag kinasuhan ka na ginamit mo, ikaw mismo ang mag-a-answer nun at hindi kasali si DepEd na nagsubmitan mo. So, yun. Ngayon, ano yung documentary requirements sa pag-submit ng SLM na isasabay mo upon submission of your SLM? Together with the submission of the digital copies of the SLMS, the following shall also be submitted in digital copies. Una, duly accomplished submission form in digital format na naka-Word file for each set per grade level, learning area, and quarter of SLMS. So, nandyan siya sa Annex 1 ng DepEd order na ito, ang template ng submission form. So, isasubmit mo yan digitally. Number 2, certified true copy of NBDB registration or business registration permit from the local government unit must be submitted by private entity. So, yung mga private entities na gagawa ng SLMS, dapat magsasubmit sila ng certified true copy ng NBDB registration or business registration or permit. Okay, masyado nang mataas ang ating video, so puputulin natin ito at meron tayong part 2 na i-release pagkatapos ng part 1.